Hey everybody, welcome back to the Sports Plug. My name is Xavier Williams, and we are, of course, wrapping up week 3 of the NFL season. Do apologize, of course, usually we do this on Tuesdays after Monday Night Football, but I've had a busy, long week, so we're doing this on Thursday. If you are watching Thursday Night Football, the Broncos are up on the Jets 17-13. And if you have been keeping up with my Thursday night picks, I am 0-3. I did pick the Broncos to win this game, so hopefully I do get a win tonight. Of course, if you are a first-time watcher, first-time viewer, or if you've, of course, been tuning in all the time, please make sure you subscribe to the Sports Plug. Also, we are on Twitter. So if you are on Twitter, check out xwilliams81 on Twitter because we do have our show there as well. And, of course, if you are on Facebook, please make sure you like and share this broadcast so we can get more people watching the broadcast. Thank you guys very much. We're going to get first into Thursday Night Football game last week. Dolphins and Jaguars. Again, like I said before, I am 0-3, so I did unfortunately pick the Jaguars last week to win this game. I thought Garner Minshew because it was the battle of the facial hair, the beard versus the mustache. With me having a beard, I probably should have picked Fitzmagic. So I apologize on the power of the beard, Fitzmagic. Shout out to you, the powers of the beard, the powers of playing only 2 good games out of a season and being able to think that Fitzmagic is going to do this all year long, but he does it maybe about 2 games out of the season. So shout out to Fitzpatrick on the pretty good game. Dolphins won 31-13. Wasn't really that competitive of a game. Dolphins pretty much took care of that one. Also finally got their first win on the season, which they definitely needed. Speaking of teams finally getting a much-needed victory, the Bears. Let me take that back. The Falcons, that was a win that they probably should have gotten and definitely did need to have. The Falcons, I don't know what it is. Ever since the 28-3 loss to the Patriots, but for some reason, it seems like they are having this thing with losing big leads and having teams come back and beat them. The Bears were losing this game. They end up putting in Nick Foles, who finally, of course, has made an appearance for Chicago, and Nick Foles ends up winning the game for the Bears. Now, that also goes back to what I've always stated before, which is Nick Foles should have stayed with the Philadelphia Eagles in the first place, and the Eagles might have already won 2 Super Bowls if Nick Foles was still with the Eagles, but that's here nor there. The Eagles have their own problems to deal with, but for the Bears, Mitch Trubisky might be on the way out because it looks like the Bears are going to probably start over at that quarterback position. And it seems like they might ride with Nick Foles for the rest of the season. We'll have to wait and see. But the Bears right now, they are 3-0. A sloppy 3-0. But hey, 3-0 is 3-0. And the Falcons are 0-3. We have to wait and see on those teams. Also reports for the Falcons, Julio Jones might be on the trading block. The team, maybe the Patriots. Reports out there. We have to wait and see on that. Rams versus the Bills. Now, this was the matchup that I wanted to check out, and I wanted to see which teams were we going to see from both teams, the Rams and the Bills. Because with the Rams, they can have an off week, and we don't know who they are with this team. The Bills, I think everybody's still waiting for them to fall off like they do, I want to say every year, but at least until when they get into the playoffs. So I think with the Bills, where everybody's waiting to see them make that next step, starting off with winning the division, the AFC East. This game, the Bills had a 20-point lead at one point, and I thought the game was over with. And all of a sudden, the Rams, shout out to Aaron Donald, man-child in the middle, caused a couple turnovers, and all of a sudden, the Rams took the lead at one point, which I thought the Rams were going to hold on to it, and the Bills end up a last drive touchdown to help win the game with Josh Allen. And Josh Allen with that team, man, I've seen nothing but growth every year with Josh Allen, and I'm very impressed Of course, he was in that same draft class with Baker Mayfield. And Baker Mayfield right now, of course, let's just say, depending on what you projected him as, either you're right or you're wrong. So we'll leave it at that. But Josh Allen, I think Josh Allen has proved a lot of people wrong when it comes to how well he is as a quarterback. All right, Washington versus the Browns. Now, this was a game, honestly, I felt like the Browns needed way more than the Washington football team because you have too many great players on the Browns. Of course, starting off with Baker Mayfield, OBJ, Jarvis Landry, and of course the running back duo you have in Cleveland. The Cleveland Browns are just too good on both sides of the ball. For me, I felt to lose this game. That's why I picked them to win this game. Of course, they did win 34-20. But let's be real. The Browns' measuring stick is not on beating the Washington football team. We need you to go out and beat Pittsburgh, even Cincinnati, and the Baltimore Ravens. Those are the teams in your division that y'all as an organization have to beat for us, on the outside looking in, not Brown fans, for us to take y'all seriously. To be completely honest, it probably will not be this year. And we also have to wait and see what happens with OBJ. I honestly feel like this will be his last year in Cleveland. I don't see why he would stay in Cleveland, but we just have to wait and see. Raiders and Patriots. Now, this was a very, very underrated matchup that I felt like a lot of people slept on. Of course, this was the rematch of 2001 AFC Championship game. Of course, Raider fans out there, if you are listening, I do apologize for bringing up bad memories, but of course, Raider Nation, I'm pretty sure wanted to get some type of revenge on the Patriots every time they play the Patriots. Could not get that revenge this week, or sorry, I apologize, last week against the Patriots. But I will say this: the Raiders look okay. Going into that game, I kind of felt like their record was kind of suspect. We have to wait and see for the Raiders. I need more of a sample size. You have a Monday Night Football game last week. They look really good. They look good on national television. Hey, that's just how John Gruden is. He's going to make sure he has his team ready to play on national television. I understand that. But a game like this where you travel from the West Coast to the East Coast, you play a really good team in the Patriots, not because of the actual team, but because of course, the coach, with Bill Belichick coaching this team when it comes to the parts that they have with Cam Newton. And let's just say this Patriots team is pretty much called the Unforgottens. A lot of guys that pretty much they don't think that they can do anything. And Cam Newton had a pretty damn good game with Rex Burkhead. And the Patriots, they will, of course, contend for that AFC East division title with the Bills. So it'll be very interesting to see how this all plays out with the Patriots and also with the Raiders. I want to see more from the Raiders. I gotta give them by at least week 8 to kind of see how they're looking. So the 49ers and the Giants. Scratching my head on this one, guys, because if you knew about this game coming into it, then you should know that the 49ers pretty much had about 7,000 people on their roster on IR. So if you're a betting man, you probably think, I'm going to go ahead and put some money on the Giants because, hey, nobody's playing for the 49ers. They're getting guys off the street to play for this game. And you're correct. But this honestly just probably goes and show you how bad the Giants are right now because they lost 36-9. And of course, with Saquon being out as the main contributor, but the Giants as a team on both sides of the ball, I mean, it is ugly to watch. I mean, I'm not trying to get on the Giants. But as an organization that's won 2 Super Bowls, recently in the last 15 years, in those mid 2000s or whatnot when it happened, but to see them go from world champions to bottom feeders, kind of like the 49ers from time to time. 49ers can win a Super Bowl, and all of a sudden they literally last in the damn NFL for I don't know how it works. But anyways, the Giants, they're going to have to get this together because what I honestly see with the Giants, and we can run this tape back hopefully when it does happen, I would not be surprised at all if the Giants get the number 1 pick in next year's draft and draft Trevor Lawrence. Why not? Because Trevor Lawrence, he has the look in New York for New York, that media broadcast, giant in New York to promote him the way that they need to in New York. Just imagine, this tall, blonde haired guy playing for, the nation's, not the nation's capital. It might as well be in New York because that's where everything's at. But the city that pretty much has everything to do with branding, I think it would be perfect for Trevor Lawrence and for him to be in New York with the Giants, and pretty much the Giants can, start with him and build from there. We have to wait and see on how that works. And of course, the Tennessee Titans versus the Vikings. Of course, as you can see, I am a Titans fan. I know you guys are new joining the broadcast. There is no bias here, but I will say, of course, we did definitely get out of there with a lucky win, because if you were watching that game like I was, the Titans probably should not have won that game. But the cool thing about football is that it's not 1 quarter, 1 half. It's 2 halves. 4 quarters played by. So, with that being said, you got to play all 4 quarters. And that's what the Tennessee Titans did. And they were able to get out of there with a 1-point victory against the Vikings, taking Minnesota to 0-3. The Vikings, I mean, to have that amount of money put into not just Kirk Cousins, but also Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen has played great this year so far. Of course, scored a touchdown in the last game. But you also see, without Stephon Diggs there with the Vikings, it definitely does hurt offensive production for the Vikings. So even though they did put up 30 points, and the Tennessee Titans defense need to get it together, because giving up 30 points every game is not going to win you games in the NFL. The Vikings are on a sinking ship. No pun intended. They are on a sinking ship because Kirk Cousins, we all knew who he was before he got to Minnesota. Minnesota decided to give him this boatload of money and say, hey, take us to the promised land that he's never taken anybody before. So Kirk Cousins is, as of right now, 0-3 because it is his team. And again, just like I talked about with the Patriots and other teams as well, we have to wait and I'm sorry, like the Raiders as well. We have to wait and see a couple more weeks how these teams are, because what happens if the Vikings get on a 5-game winning streak and they're 5-3, they're right back in everything. So we have to wait and see. It's a long season. It's a very long season. It's also a long season for you Philadelphia Eagle fans already. We're in week 3, and Eagle fans, if I told you your record would be 0-2-1 after 3 weeks, I think you probably would slap me and tell me to shut up, and that's definitely understandable. But when you tie with the Cincinnati Bengals, I'm just saying, Eagle fans, I'm gonna need y'all to shut up. I'm very respectfully. Let me explain. I'm gonna need Eagle fans to shut up. And what I mean by that is 2017 was 3 years ago. Same thing I got to hear with Houston Astro fans 3 years ago. We're talking about right now in 2020. And right now in 2020, Carson Wentz looks like shit. I know the Eagle fans gonna come at me and be like, oh, well, we love Carson Wentz, but what about this, and what about the passer rating, and what about this and that? I don't give a damn. All right, I don't give a damn. At the end of the day, your record is your record. Right now, the Eagles are 0-2-3. But here's the great thing about the Eagles: they play in the shitty ass NFC East, so that division is still wide open. Wide open. The season for the Eagles is not open. It's not over with at all. The division is wide open. I would not be surprised at all if they don't make the playoffs. Yeah, I know you thought I was going to say it. Yeah, I know you thought I was going to say it if they make the playoffs. I know you thought I was going to say it. No, the Eagles are not making the playoffs. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. They might make it on that last wild card. But the NFC is so stacked right now. I don't see the Eagles making it. We're not even going to have a conversation about the Bengals right now because besides Joe Burrow, who is a shining light for the Bengals are in a, hey, win 3, 4, 5, hopefully maybe 5 games, get you another pick, get ready for next season because the Bengals it's not going to happen. But for the Eagles, though, woo! Hey, we'll see what happens next week. All right. Speaking of teams that you got to look at real funny, the Houston Texans. Hey, this was y'all's opportunity to not shock the world, but at least shock the state of Texas and maybe wake up people in the city of Houston and maybe think that the Texans were going to maybe do something this year. But even with a 10-point lead against the Steelers, the Texans lose the lead. Steelers end up winning the game by 7. And, of course, the Texans are 0-3 right now. At the end of the day with the Texans, if you can blame Deshaun Watson, you can blame O'Brien, you can blame defensive coordinators, you can blame whoever you want. And, of course, shout out to Ishmael Sirianni checking out the broadcast. Fire Bill O'Brien. Yes, you can do that as well. But at the end of the day, that's the team that's put out there to go out and play. So for the Texans, hey, hopefully y'all can get maybe 6, 7 wins. It's gonna be a long season for Texan fans. I'll say it. The Steelers defensively, I think the defense looks really good. I think they can get even better over the next month or two of the season. Even the offense is coming along. The Steelers, I think, are going to be a team to be reckoned with in the AFC playoffs. They will get there. We just have to wait and see how they look in the playoffs. Ishmael Sirianni again. Texans will make the playoffs. I agree. We just have to wait and see. All right, Jets and Colts. Of course, another team that is on Thursday Night Football right now. Jets and Colts. I picked the Colts to win. I have no faith in the Jets right now. Of course, shout out to Adam Gase. I have no faith in them. I will say this about the Colts as a division rival. The defense looks pretty good. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at the Colts. We just Phillip Rivers right now leads the NFL in completion percentage. I'm sorry, I say that 5 times fast. Completion percentage. Oh, I'm gonna stop that. But anyways, so like I'll say this as of right now, the Colts are definitely surprising me a lot more because I was expecting them to be at 0-3 because of old man Rivers. But for old man Rivers, he's out there doing a hell of a job. But again, 3 weeks, we know what he does in the regular season. Let's wait and see what happens in the postseason. Phillip Rivers, hey, you got a history too. So we just gotta wait and see. Panthers and Chargers. And I'm sorry, before we get on to Panthers and Chargers, Ishmael says, time to move on from Sam Darnold. I think it's time to move on from Adam Gase before Sam Darnold. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. Javier Salazar says, Bob is destroying that team. Hey, you said it, not me. And, of course, shout out to Gregory Turner. Playboy. Hey, playboy to you. All right. So, like I said, Panthers-Chargers, I think this is one of those games that got slept on because just the matchup. It just wasn't a sexy matchup. I picked the Chargers playing at home. Justin Herbert's first. I'm sorry, Hibbert. I'm still trying to get that last name right. Herbert, one of those. But anyways, his first actual start, he played pretty well, but not well enough to get the victory. Shout out to Teddy Bridgewater on taking his team from the East Coast to the West Coast and delivering a much-needed dub for the Panthers. All right, Mr. Thomas Brady, and, of course, the Buccaneer watch. Buccaneers versus Broncos last week. Of course, like I said, the second half of Thursday Night Football, who's on right now. Buccaneers took care of the Broncos pretty handily. And also, if you did watch that game, those Buccaneer uniforms, hey, them hoes was nice. I don't know if y'all saw it last week, but please go check out them uniforms last week that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were wearing. They were fresh. They were clean. I'm going to need y'all to wear those again. Speaking of uniforms for the Buccaneers, they actually asked Tom Brady what uniforms do he want to see the Buccaneers wear, and he said the creamsicle uniforms. They did go 0-16 in those uniforms, but when it comes to old school NFL throwback uniforms, is one of the best uniforms to wear, or just to have, period, because it's just, as Outkast would say, it's just so fresh and so clean. That's just, you got to put it on at least one time, Playboy. All right, Lions and Cardinals. Now, the NFL, why do you do this to me? Really? I'm not understanding NFL, why you do this to me. This was a solidified win for the Cardinals. You're playing the Lions at home. You got all the momentum. You've been killing these boys the last couple weeks with Kyler and D-Hop. And you lose to the Lions at home? See, things like this is why I can't go to Vegas and bet on things, because if I lose, I pick the Cardinals because, of course, that's an easy. Obviously, you're gonna pick the Cardinals to win this game. I know I would have lost money in this game, and I'd have looked at myself like, "This is why I don't gamble. This is why we don't gamble, because of silly things like this. How in the hell the Lions go in to Arizona and beat the Cardinals by 3? That's what I don't understand, but." Everybody need their first victory, just like right now Thursday Night Football. Everybody need their first victory. People got to get it. And much respect to the Lions for going into Arizona and pulling off an upset of last week. Now, an upset that not really is an upset, but I'll say the last play of that game, I was upset because... And again, if you follow my Facebook and if you follow my social media, I have no problems with Dak. I like to troll Dak. I'm gonna put up a picture on here one of these days where I was trolling Dak. But for the Cowboys and as an organization, they're trying to either figure out if they're gonna stick with Dak or they're gonna move on and do what they need to do from the quarterback position to try to win them a championship. Am I wrong? Okay, with that being said, Dak, this was your opportunity to show everybody, hey, give me this money. I deserve it. This was Dak's opportunity. He had plenty of timeouts to do what he needed to do, lead the Cowboys down the field, to score a touchdown, to tie the game, to take the team into overtime. What did he do? Gets out of a tackle. Boy, he spun out that tackle like Romo spun out that J.J. Watt sack, and I thought he was about to do a Romo with shing, boy, I thought he about to throw that mug and score a touchdown, and that shit got picked off. Dak, you're killing me. You're killing me. I'm not even a Cowboys fan, but I want you to win out here. I want you to get a little paper. I want you to do what you're supposed to do out here and achieve greatness. But you're going to spin out this damn tackle and then throw a pick. I'll throw the damn chair at you right now, Dak. But I'm going to calm down. I'm going to calm down because... Again, this season, there's no excuse for Dak Prescott. You got two great wide receivers. You got Ezekiel Elliott. There are no excuses. So, with the Cowboys, again, like a lot of these teams, I have to wait until about week 8 to see how some of these teams are, because this was a game that the Cowboys should have won to show everybody that we are not the same Cowboys. But as of week 3, even with a new coach, kind of still the same Cowboys. So, we'll have to check on you guys next week. Packers, Saints. Now, I don't know if y'all know this or not, but Aaron Rodgers, as Stephen A. Smith would say, is a bad man. Yes, he is. And when you have a guy like Aaron Rodgers playing in front of the lights, you already know what he gonna bring to the table. 21-32, 283, 3 touchdowns. Drew Brees, 29-36, 288 yards, 3 touchdowns. Drew Brees did what he was supposed to do. Aaron Rodgers did what he was supposed to do. But because of, and I'll be completely honest, I think it was because of no fans being in the Superdome, helped the Packers tremendously win that game, because if you are a Saints fan, or if you, of course, watch games in New Orleans, the fans in that dome make that dome unbearable for opposing quarterbacks. And if you're watching that game, they actually showed a couple of clips of quarterbacks having to close their ears so they can hear the play come in. They were literally be standing right next to their coach, couldn't hear their coach, and that's real. That noise and the fans distracting the players are a real thing, and it probably could have changed the game, but that's here nor there. This season is crazy. It's COVID related, of course. Everything is just different from baseball, basketball, and of course football. So we got to roll with it. It is what it is. People don't like it, but it is what it is. So the Packers, as of right now, looking really good. Looking really good in that division, that NFC North division. The Saints 1-2. NFC South is still up for grabs. It is not. I don't think the Bucs have it. I don't think the Saints have it. It is still up for grabs. We have to wait and see. And of course, the most anticipated Monday Night Football game since probably last year. Monday Night Football game, whatever most anticipated game was at the time. But for this year, Week 3, Chiefs, Ravens, Monday Night Football, battle of the two quarterbacks, the MVP versus the reigning Super Bowl champion, Pat Mahomes, who I won't call Pat because Mama say don't call him Pat. Patrick Mahomes and Lamar. I can't throw the ball more than 15 yards to a tight end. Jackson, I'm just kidding. No Lamar hate here. I love me some Lamar Jackson, but I will say this. Lamar, you gotta get better. You seriously gotta get better in the pocket. We gotta see you make better throws in the pocket, because at the end of the day, you play quarterback. And being a quarterback, when the game is on the line and we need you to make that 25-yard throw to help push the ball down the field and not run the ball, can we depend on you? The Chiefs, they have a dependable quarterback. Aaron Rodgers with the Green Bay Packers, dependable quarterback. Russell Wilson. There we go. Russell Wilson, dependable quarterback for the Seahawks. These are guys that I know Lamar Jackson won the MVP last year, but he is not in that category of passers yet. Athlete, hell yeah. Probably the best athlete in the NFL. We're not taking that away from him. Not going to take that away from him. But when you're playing the quarterback position, you have to do certain intangible things to be able to play that position. No matter who you are, no matter how athletic you are. If you want to be called the Michael Vick 2.0 of this generation, that's perfectly fine. But let's remember, Michael Vick still had to learn how to throw in the pocket. That was after he got out of jail, went to Philadelphia. And shout out to Andy Reid, of course, Chiefs head coach. He's the one that helped him become a real pocket passer. And it showed when he played for the Eagles. Michael Vick was I think was a lot better passing the ball than he was in Atlanta, because they just pretty much let him do whatever he wanted to do with his athleticism. So, to wrap up this show, Chiefs, Ravens, great Monday Night Football game. Hopefully we get another great Monday Night Football game next Monday, which honestly I doubt. We have Falcons and Packers next Monday. But I'll say this, a desperate Falcons team that is 0-3 trying to get a win in Lambeau. That'll be something to watch, because Falcons are going to be coming and Aaron Rodgers is going to be putting on a show Monday night. So, hey, we'll have to wait and see on that one. But, again, I thank you guys for tuning into the Sports Plug for our Week 3 recap. We will be back next Tuesday to recap Week 4. And I will be here on Tuesday. You don't have to worry about Thursday. We'll be here on Tuesday. So check back in on the Sports Plug to wrap up Week 4. Thank you guys for